And, Coach, we come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with the Atlanta Falcons. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just to... Across the 25. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Let's go.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
11. 25. Right half.
On second down, Ryan. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at...
Following the interception, Mayfield. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after him.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. From the gun, Mayfield drops it off for Chubb, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. To throw is Ryan. Drops it off for Coleman. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Give him 8 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. From midfield now, here's Ryan. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
12. Wait. Back 25. Hey, south.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. That's caught over the middle, Hooper. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Gun. Hey, 25. Gun.
From the shotgun, Ryan. He's going to let this one go. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Out of his end zone, Mayfield. Open receiver, that's David Njoku. And they work this out past the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
Watching that, Barney, Barney. 45. Watching that, Barney, Barney.
A first carry for the rookie Nick Chubb. And he powers his way up past the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
56, lucky 56.
Play fake. Mayfield is going to fire one deep over the middle. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. It's a big play there for the Browns. 58 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Watching that, Barney, Barney. Watching that, Barney, Barney.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 10 more there and another first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Watching that, Barney, Barney. Hot. Over.
They'll give it to Chubb. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Duke Johnson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns have taken the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And job one here, Charles. Just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Hey, guys. Sit down at 5:25.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He completes it to Julio Jones. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And that's the connection, Ryan to Jones, that this defense obviously has to key in on.
Certainly feels like they got the party started with that one, doesn't it? And when those two get in sync, it just scares the heck out of defenses because he can hit Julio Jones in a short zone, and he can take it the whole way.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, under-throwing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions maybe in the back of his mind. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Gun. Ready. 11.
They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. He's going to look deep down the field. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. Bryant's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
To the right side and complete to Njoku. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Detroit! All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90! Detroit!
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Mayfield on play action. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Now the try here for the extra point. And oh, it's blocked. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards on the play. And that'll make it a 2nd down. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Ryan on 2nd down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Slam. Over. Gone.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Looking left side, he's got it complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he fires one incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Man open, that's Damian Ratley. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Detroit! Banjo.
And again, it's Mayfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
11.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Flush to his right. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
11. Hey, Tuesday. Hey, Tuesday.
They snap it at 1. Now Ryan. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Second and 10. It's Ryan again. Looking deep for Julio. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off Byron Jones. Shrugs him off. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at the 34.
Detroit! Detroit! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Following the interception, Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down. This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Lucky 56. Over.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Vic Beasley able to make the tackle.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Mayfield now on 2nd down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Vic Beasley in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
No. Check. Patriot. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Gun.
3rd and long for Mayfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to go up top again. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off inside the 10. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. The Falcons going to use another timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
3-19. 3-19. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
From the gun, Mayfield. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You've got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Final play of the half, Mayfield. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This is fielded at the goal line. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their
pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Miles Jack in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Gone.
They go play action. Mayfield. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Deion Jones in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Throwing, Mayfield, looking long for Westbrook. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
This is taken at the 18. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Hey, let's go.
Ryan now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. Here's Coleman. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Gun. Let's go. We got three, fellas. We got three. Hey, son. 51 fight. Fight. Hey, Tuesday. Fight. 25
On 2nd down, Ryan looking downfield for Jones. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
21. Ready. Hey, Tuesday. 11. Fight.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Emmanuel Ogbah with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Everyone's got four down. Here we go now. 3-19.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he stopped immediately there. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Detroit!
2nd down, Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
Watch him now, Barney! Over!
A give. This is Chubb. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Leopard! Leopard! Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Over! 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 He's checking! He's checking! He's checking!
Right back to him on first down. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Over! 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 Tight go! Tight go! Tight go! Watch twist! Watch twist! Watch twist! 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 Check! 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 Check!
Handoff comes to Chubb. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved. And in a 4-3 front, you got the two defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen. Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Following the penalty, Chubb. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Tackle made there by Robert Alford.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Leopard! Leopard! Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Over!
And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Browns on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 44-yard line.
Hey, Tuesday.
From the gun, it's Ryan. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 now. Ryan. They'll roll him out right. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Falcons have cut it to within a score. And it's no good. Well, that could be a critical miss here in a one-score game in the 4th. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
Mayfield down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
No, check, Patriot, Patriot. Over. Check 26, check 26. Go ahead, baby, go.
On second down, Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
Watch him now, Barney.
They'll try and sneak it here. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. He needed 2. He only got 1 on the sneak, and that's going to lead us to a 4th and 1.
Well, they gave it a shot, quarterback sneak. Not able to get it.
No, but if you're going to call a QB sneak on 3rd down, you draw it up to get it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Maybe they were thinking 4-down territory.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Here we go with Johnson. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Hey, Tuesday. Ready, back 25.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 5. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw. Sharp's got it, left side. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And no move by Dan Quinn to get the offense off the field. They're staying out there, and they're going for it on 4th. He's back to throw. He finds Coleman. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Cleveland, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they'll be able to